Hello there, and welcome to my kokorocon review. Here today. I've been back from Kokorocon for like 2 days, and finally sat down to actually get my thoughts together and give it a little review. Of course, this is Anime UK, where we give you a British look at the world of anime. Of course, we already do have two Kokorocon videos up. We have the talent show and the Harabacon, aka the shitty robot wars. So please do check them out. If you're not, please give our channel a subscribe. That's there, the Anime UK. Of course, we're on our social medias over here as well on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to catch us out, of course, we do a podcast as well, which you can also catch in the channel. And we try to get to events. As I said, it was only me at this event this time. Rebecca, unfortunately, could not make it. So, fortunately, it was only me. So, you'll only be hearing my review because Rebecca can't exactly review something she wasn't at. But she does really want to come next year from what she actually has heard from the con. So, that may be a spoiler for this review. So, I have written stuff down because I don't want to go on for too long about stuff, because there's probably some stuff I will probably want to go on for way too long. So I'll start the intro. So this is Kokorocon. A bit of an interesting con, a bit of an interesting. It's run by a fellow called Alex. Some of you may at the con may now know him as Daddy Alex. Don't ask. I wasn't there, but I did carry the meme on. I have been calling him Daddy Alex anytime I did see him at the con, because everyone said it was a meme now. So that was quite amusing. So yes, Daddy Alex runs this con. Of course, Alex before, I think he's hosted quite a lot of events. I think he did a Dragon Ball event that I never actually managed to get to. He also did GemuCon. Less said about GemuCon possible, and I think he was like the main host for Alcon for many years. Now I know some of you are gonna go red flag, Alcon. No, nothing to do with that organization, which I'm gonna really try not to actually name the name of the organization. As you may have seen on this channel, and I think we kind of make a little jab at it in our first MianiCon vlog, which you'll have the third MianiCon vlog to come, by the way. It's just in editing right now. We're a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of that company. All I'm gonna say is they're very notorious, and there's been things said. I'm not gonna say what they are, but the things I said aren't good, and it's not like it's like one person one time said one thing. No, these seem to be repetitive things. It always seems like they upset people, and it seems like we're in a bit of a circle. I do know that other people out there who do support those cons, and I mean, I'd recommend you don't, but I guess at the end of the day, it's your choice. I'm not your mother. I can't make you not go to the con. So we're mostly only going to talk about Alcon because I think Alcon is now a defunct con. They've not said anything about Alcon for a while, so I feel okay sort of mentioning that convention's name because as it said, it's a defunct con. So I think that was kind of a weird as Alex's association with Alcon. Some people were maybe a little bit like, "Oh, is this just going to be Alcon Mark II?" Alcon did have some notoriety. I mean, there were people who really did like Alcon, and there were others who didn't. And I was actually one of the ones I think went to Alcon in 2013. I did a review on it, and let's just say the review on it is on my old channel. It's really cringy. And let's just say the review on it was not very well received by Alcon's main fan base, and I think I particularly upset a certain guest. I'm not going to name his name because I really don't want anyone sort of going after this guy, and I think I just really upset him. I think kind of Alcon was like his one sort of I get to be a guest at something. I've made something of my life, and I think he saw me sort of. I mean, I gave some like real honest things. I think I moaned about because Nostalgia Critic, it shows you how long ago this is. Nostalgia Critic was there, and that's like one reason I went, because I freaking at the time loved the Nostalgia Critic. Not anymore. That's like old me. I think he just like got really up this one guest has got, and he kind of got another guest who's way more famous to like literally lie about me on Twitter, which was really bad and really unprofessional from that, because his Twitter following is really bad, and I can literally even like show you the video clip and say what this person who's got like billions of like followers on Twitter said was like lying about me. So yeah, so I don't remember what I'm reading about alcohol. So I said registration was ages away. That was a pain, and I was like, no way, like no one really knew what it was. When I went to the Doug Walker's panel, it was like only 50 minutes. Oh, and that certain guest who really was upset at me started to try a whole meme about 5 hours. I think a certain guest wanted to make a 5 hour panel about how I sucked. This is how petty a certain person. I mean, I remember one person trying to bring my mother into this entire thing. And I don't know, I thought even freaking talking about kokorocon. I was like, I was trying not to go off on one. It was just so, I know I'm just bringing up old drama, but it was like so pathetic from certain people. And I don't remember, the venue was way too small. I think they fit 1,000 people into a venue that probably had like the space for 500 people. As I said, Doug Walker's panel was like, or one of his panels was only 50 minutes, and there was like half the room, like the entire room had their hands up still. Oh, and this one flipping guy wouldn't shut up about how he didn't like Spirited Away, meaning that loads of people didn't get to talk about their thing because this one guy wouldn't accept that people like Spirited Away. You know, it's kind of the only anime to have won an Oscar. I get it, the parents are kind of annoying, but when it got to, wow, it just shows you how bitter. It's like, I didn't think I'd be this bitter about it. It's like his reviews just gone to total shit already. How many minutes were you in? Oh god, I'm 7 minutes in and I've barely spoken about actually what the thing was supposed to talk about. It's like the distraction train. So yeah, Alex did leave Alcon. In a way, it was kind of sad because I could see the guy actually had work. And even after all that, he actually did kind of reach out for me. And he actually was pretty cool when a lot of other people really weren't cool. And yeah, he did kind of keep the peace between me and the guest groups. That kind of really had some of the big falling out. But yeah. So yeah, I kind of, you know, had actually stayed in contact with Alex, and when he left Alcon, and then when he said he was thinking about, he actually did like sort of contact me and sort of say, hey, what do you think about this, you know, idea of this con? He showed me like the venue he was thinking of, and he's like, hey, you're an opinionated man. Why oh, what do you think of this venue? And I said, actually, this venue looks really nice. And you know, explained to him, and I was really saying to him, look, I think the biggest problem Alcon had was that you were just trying to jam way too many people into a way too small venue. I think if you actually like spent money on the venue, you know, that con actually had more chance of succeeding. It would have just been that con that people would have been like, oh, there's a bit of a notorious character running it. But right, I'm actually just gonna talk about this flipping con. I don't want to talk about Alcon. That's the past. That's all icky. This is the good stuff. This is the good con. This is like what we come. So yeah, I was a bit going into it. I was a bit nervous because I kind of hyped. I kind of said, look guys, you go, and there were some people going, oh, it's ex Alcon people. I don't know if it's going to be good. And okay, I understand you people. I can understand why you may want to say, yeah, let's see how the first one goes. Any con like that, any con. I think people just, let's see how the first one goes. There has been history, unfortunately, of an event totally ripping. They literally didn't happen. And yeah, it has happened, unfortunately. People have been ripped off by things. So, let's start the day. So, unfortunately, I couldn't get Friday off of work. We're short on staff. Saturday, I got Saturday, Sunday off. I was like, great, I got myself a little place in Nottingham. Then all of a sudden, my local team meet the cup final, which was scheduled for Sunday. My local team hasn't been to Wembley since like the 80s. And my dad was just like, oh, I really want to go and see the local team. What are you doing, son? And I looked at it and I saw it was Sunday. And I was like, well, technically I could just go to kokorocon for one day. and I could still go. So unfortunately, it meant that I had only one day at kokorocon, which is kind of a bit of deja vu. When I did my alcon review, I was like really bitter about this alcon review. I sort of said, "Oh yeah, I went for one day," and there was so many people like going, "Oh, you went for one day, so your opinion automatically doesn't." I remember the guest that got really upset with me trying to go, "It's like reading like a page of Lord of the Rings," and I'm sitting there going, "Actually, I know someone's going to shoot me for this. I know Rebecca will." Um, I think Lord of the Rings is overrated there. I said it. I'm sorry. I know I've probably upset a load of people. So it was kind of funny that he kind of picked one of the franchises. I go, yeah, I find that franchise a bit overrated. I'm sorry. I see the like historical importance, but I love your sort of little thing. You literally probably picked the worst franchise to use an example on. So yeah, I was here for one day, so I didn't get to experience any of the parties, any of Sunday's events, and any of Friday's events. So I can't review them. So right, so I got on my train, all great. I was like the first train out of the town. Great. Got to like the big station where I would catch my train to Nottingham. Got up, I saw there was a Greg's and I was like, yum yum yum. Literally thought, oh, but I could just check my platform first. Got to the platform, cancelled. The train to Nottingham was cancelled. And I went, oh dear, I need to kind of get to Nottingham today. That's not good. And the guy was like there, he's like, do you need to get to Nottingham? Where do you need to get to? I said, Nottingham. He said, take the train to Luton and you can catch it from there because it's only running from there. So literally what had happened, to sum down, is that the signals weren't working. And unfortunately that meant that I had to take a train all the way to Luton. Then I got to Luton. They said, best try to get a train to Leicester because we don't know if they're going to start turning the trains around even faster. Because that was the thing. The train was coming to Luton, but it wasn't coming to London because of signalling problems. So I was like, fine, I'm going to get to Leicester. So now I'm in Leicester, the bloody place Alcon actually happened. And you're like, oh God, this is like, I just, you know, when you just have bad omens. I was like, yeah, this con's going to be a disaster. And then eventually Leicester got to Nottingham and I was like, wait, an hour late. And I was going to get a big breakfast, but literally the only thing at the station was like a place that claimed to have like cooked sausage rolls, but didn't. And I just had a croissant and a Coke. So I got to Nottingham. And I will admit, when I got to Nottingham, I found the tram stop. And the tram was actually really nice. Really lovely little tram we have. And I knew what my stop was. I knew it had the name Royal in it. And I don't know, I must have just dozed off and I'm sitting there. And he sort of said, this is Royal. I went, oh shit, this is like my stop. And I like had my big bag with my cosplay and the small ame. I bought the small ame with me because I'm lame. And I like charging off. And I literally just sort of got off the tram just as like the doors shut. I literally looked in front of me and went, oh, there's the venue. Brilliant. So I walked down and yeah, I first looked at the venue and went, wow, this is way too nice to be holding an anime convention. So I'll go in and I'm like, this hotel is nice. I'm sorry, I have been to loads of hotel conventions and I can easily say from the first look, this is the nicest looking hotel out there. So right, I was like, great, I get to do my first test to see how easy it is to get a compass at an event where, of course, it started the day before getting to ops. So I got up and I was like looking around, and literally right in front of me there was a big sign that said ops up here. Like already a humongous improvement from Alcon because I knew where I was flipping going, and I was like, great. So I went straight up, everything was great. Literally showed them my pass, showed them my ID. Literally bim bam, no problems registering, really good. Had to have a wristband on. I have the wristband on the floor. I do have like, you got the compass. Lovely art, I will say that. Sometimes like when you get a first time con, they will, you know, skim out on the art. But no, I think the kokorocon art is actually really nice. I'm not sure who's done it. I'm sorry, I don't recognise the artist. Actually, it may say on the back. No, it does not. It does have an emergency number. I'm not going to show it because someone may be funny and try calling it. And I'm not going to get the poor... That's actually good. That's actually really useful because you never know. It does give them all your contact details. So yeah, no, that was a point. So I was already like, great. Fortunately, Alex wasn't in ops that time. I was going to say hello, but I knew he's literally running the con. Like, you know what chairmans at cons are like. They're normally running around here, there, and everywhere. So I was like, I may not even get a chance to see Alex. So I sort of went down. So, right, what are we getting? So the first thing I did was go downstairs. The dealer's room was open, and it wasn't the biggest dealer's room in the world. There were some nice stalls. They had Charming Sushi, otaku.co.uk, and there was a stall selling loads of Japanese snacks. I did almost buy some, but I didn't in the end. So that was like the main stalls, and then the other side there were some artists. I had a look, some really lovely art. Just nothing I was looking at for HoloLive stuff mostly at the moment, and no, it just wasn't anything that like figured out at me. And I was like, yeah. And I think the guests both had a table in there. But I'll get onto the guests later. And yeah, so I was just like, cool. I'm just gonna see if there's any nice pictures and stuff on the actual website. As you can see, they got a nice Twitter thing. So it's actually a nice website. I just do a quick preview on the website. Yeah. Oh, and I do love the hoodie. I do regret not getting the hoodie. They have a really awesome hoodie they had, and yeah, I kind of regret. Like, if they do that again, it was like one of the nicest things. I'd say that's the top. I'm just looking. But yeah. So far, pretty good, like, first impressions. Just a shame about the dealer's room being a bit smaller. And I think that's sometimes that could be maybe my reoccurring, like, probably only overly negative thing is the venue was extremely nice. It just would have been nicer if some of the rooms were slightly bigger. But it wasn't like, I think it was only about a 400 people con. It didn't, those small rooms never like got overly packed when I was personally in there. But I will get onto something that did kind of happen later. So yeah, I did hear the dealer's room did have quite a big line when it first opened, but when I got there, I think it was about half an hour after it opened, I got in, and yeah, so that was nice. So it'd be interesting to see how they deal with that in the future, going forward. Right, so I get to the other only little I heard there was a bit of a mix up. I wanted to go to the video game room because that should have been open. Unfortunately, at the time, I think there was a bit of a mix-up with the timetable, and the people to open the game room hadn't arrived yet, which was a shame. But it gave me a good chance to catch up with quite a lot of people. I saw the wonderful Gendo Akari. Yeah, that's his name. It was really lovely seeing you again. I saw quite a few people, which is really nice catching up with people. I met a few people. People were saying nice things about the small anime. Not this, or the real one I have. I know she's down here. So yeah, it was like nice chatting to people. I've forgotten. I met a nice photographer. I've forgotten his name. I need to like find the social media. We were having a nice chat. I saw Harriet. It was really lovely talking to her. Sort of asking people how they're finding the con. And Harriet was actually a super. She showed me sort of where the rest of the con was. And it was downstairs. And so yeah, that maybe next time it was just that like I couldn't figure out where like the dealer's room and the main room was, and not dealer's room, the bring and buy. So of course, me being the bring and buy. You saw me on I got on that bloody line at 7:00. I was like, I went down. I could see no one was in the line, so I was like, I'm not going to be the first person. I'm going to only come half an hour before. So I sort of went down half an hour before, and there was 2 people sort of sitting in the line. I went, okay, now it's acceptable to sort of. And I could see into the bring and buy room, and I could see one table, and all they sort of had were pops, and that was a bit like, oh, is this going to be any good? Like, they put pop vinyls on the table, and it was actually a nice surprise when I got in there. I found a load of the Gophers from MianiCon was there. That was I really wasn't expecting them to see them at this con. And yeah, no, it was really like Ashram was there. I also saw Street Angel was around, so it was really nice. It was like, oh, you're here. So I'm like, it was nice to chat to them. Ashram let us in. We were. But yeah, Bring and Buy was actually really, really good because I thought the Bring and Buy wouldn't be great. I was like, I think I saw a picture because that Alcon I went to, and I didn't even flipping bit that Alcon review. They only did to bring them by on the Sunday, which is so stupid. And I remember seeing a picture of it like somewhere, and it looked really not that good, like compared to other cons bring them by. But no, there was a nice fair amount. I got some Animal Crossing cards. I got a good deal on them. I got myself the Pokemon Tekken crossover game, the Switch version, because I have the Wii version for like 20 quid. Got World of Final Fantasy for 8 quid. There was one other game I got. I can't even remember. I'm going to remember in a minute. I got a Marmy from Madoka Magica Nendroid for 30 quid. Not quite the 25 quid we'll get in at MianiCon, but it was still a nice one. And there was another game I got, and I'll bloody remember it later, and I'll probably scream it out like an idiot. So yeah, it was a nice size bringing by, actually. Bigger than MianiCon. So you got that one, kokorocon. You got that one. You got that one over MianiCon. You got a bigger bring by room. So yeah, that was good. Right, so on to our first actual event of the day. Herocon. Let's actually look at the timetable, and I can sort of go, oh, this is where I did my first event. And yes, it was over here. I mean, this is the older timetable, because I know one of the, here we are. Hebocon Shitty Robots Sumo. Literally, from what I understand, is essentially this is a tournament that started in Japan, where the idea is Robot Wars, but instead of those people who know what they're doing and, you know, spend ages on their robots, no, it's the Robot Wars for people who don't know how to make robots and just want to make the crappiest things they can make. And apparently, yeah, it's like has quite a cult following in Japan. People enter all sorts of things. Some of them not family friendly, and I probably won't say what they are, but if you ever want to look it up, it actually is quite funny. And apparently one time someone left their robots on the train, and they decided just to enter a picture of themselves at the bar, and it won a prize. So yeah, so it shows you what sort of contest. And I think the guy who won the first ever one actually apologized for trying too hard to win, which I actually may come back into themes very soon. So I went in, actually had a good geeky chat about Robot Wars to a few people. I only ever really followed the first couple of seasons. That was like the Hypnodisc seasons. Hypnodisc was my jam. Not Chaos 2. And we were talking about Chaos 2 as well and stuff. It was cool. It was good to know. So we got in, and I thought, as people had already pre-made robots, like, you can't. And I think they did a thing where we're going to have a robot race with robots that a load of people made at the con with vibrators. And then they actually said, oh, we got all these extra robots. Who wants to pilot a robot? And I was like, I'll get in the fucking robot. The actual quote. So all of a sudden, I had a robot that the host had made, and it was a monkey on like a little like remote control car. And so I had my first fight, and I'm up against this poor guy, and all he has is like a little wind up toy. But the problem was, like, we were fighting like on a like a table with a cloth, and my thing just had no friction. It's just sort of slowly going forward. And literally I won by default because my robot was still going. And then we got to the second round where it was someone had entered like a little chicken, like little chick. And it was like a little wind up one. I have a very poor theme sort of like, and literally so I actually managed to sort of get this one going. It's sort of like my robot's going this, like, if I want to go forward I have to go back to sort of get the momentum. I'm sort of groaning, and I was like slamming into like this poor little chick, and it looked really dodgy, and everyone's going, oh, like it's just looking really dodgy. So by default I got through again. So I'm in the freaking final. So like people like actually had like built, and this like guy had built it, and it was like the robot was the controller, like how the controllers you have. It was actually, so it's like spun around, this robot spun around. It looked like, you know, it looked like it could do some damage. If it hit into me, it was practically sort of game over. So I was like starting to think of strategy. I know doing the one thing you're not supposed to do is actually think, how do I possibly win this? As I said, apologizing for actually trying to win this contest because you really shouldn't try to win. And I was like, no, you shouldn't. Let's just go for it. Let's just like attempt to slam into this thing and see what happens. Even though I'm pretty sure once it like this thing starts spinning, I'm going flying. Let's just like, I made it to the final. Let's sort of do that. And it was very slow. Oh, that's it. And the guy actually decided that he would control it to his back and let someone describe what was going on. And I'm sitting there going, oh, he's still going to beat me very easily. So it got to the point where he actually managed to clash the robots, and I was brave. I went full pelt into him. I was like, I'm doing it, full pelt. He sort of slams into me, and my sort of car, like I can see my robots has gone totally sideways, and I sort of used the momentum. Now that it actually has some sort of air time, I sort of used it and sort of like got out of the way. So we went to a second round. And I just don't know what happened. It's just he must have pressed the button too hard. This robot went flying out the arena within like 2 seconds of the second round. I ended up winning the entire thing, like from a flipping like rap from like, of course, is it sumo, from a out of stadium or was it out of ring. Just how they gave me like a trophy and everything, and I'm like posing with my robot that I like only received like 20 minutes earlier. It was crazy. It was. So for my first at the kokorocon event, and I believe to also do this at KitterCon, and I will be attending at KitterCon, and I will build a robot, and it will be shit, and I will make sure to actually. I have a really fun idea. Actually, I have 2 really fun ideas. I don't know which one I'm going to go for yet. But it's stupid. It's like, trust me, it's going to get knocked out really fast. So yeah, so first Kokoro event, it was really lovely. Really lovely event. The room was really a bit nice and big. There was plenty of room for everyone. So that was really, really good. I also got to say, by the main there was like a mini room. There was a photo area. I didn't go and get any photos on, but it looked really good. It looked like a proper professional setup. And people were practically, every time we went past, most of the time there was someone there getting photos taken. So that was really, I think the people called real-time events, if you want to check them out. Right. Got back upstairs, and the video game was now, because I've got to check it out, and run by Heart of Gaming. They have a arcade in Croydon. I would really strongly recommend checking them out. They have some really amazing arcade cabinets in there. And as I said, my only complaint about the game room is it was small. But my God, they made up for it for the content they had in there. So normally when you go to like conventions, you get some old like Super Nintendo or like Nintendo Mini. No, this game room had absolutely 2 humongous screens. That one of them had Smash Brothers on it, the other one had Mario Kart on it, and the rest of the room was full of arcade machines that practically you'd only ever see in Japan. They had the taiko drum, the taiko doratsu. I know they started coming out on consoles, but the actual physical cabinet, I think it was the 12th one, just before they sort of went to the weird online versions that you get now. So it was, the song list was a bit out of date, but oh my God, to have something like that at the convention, it was absolutely amazing. It also had Project Diva, the arcade version of that. I never seen that at anything. I remember going to like my first Japan Expo, and someone had like made a custom version, but it still had like just the PS3 version. So I have an actual arcade version of Project Diva. That's of course the Vocaloid game. Absolutely amazing. I think they had pop and music as well, and they also have this game that's practically, I've been in the arcades in Japan, and it's like I only ever see them in Japan, and I think Heart of Gaming is the only place in the UK I've ever seen. It's like Mari something like Paradise or something. I think I'm thinking of Paradise. Para comes into this later on, and yeah, I was just like, this is really good. Like, yeah, it's small, but the content is amazing. So like, thank you so much, Brotherhood, not Brotherhood Gaming. That's the other. I mean, Heart of Gaming, because yeah, it was an absolutely amazing. I think one of the best video game rooms I've ever seen at a convention. So yeah, please hope they come back. Right, right. Let's have a look. What's up next? Talent show. Talent show was very well done. My only slight complaint was there was this weird, and it's more when I was looking back at the video footage. There's this really sort of like overly blue light, so everything looks blue. I mean, sometimes when the lights are flashing, it looks a lot better, but it just felt like there was a bit too much blue. I know it's their color, your color, kokorocon, but I think just a little bit too. Here's my review. Oh god, it's like I just think of that alcon review and like the memes people trying to stare. This one's meme is Kokoro, you're a bit too blue. Be a little less blue. I also had to actually run into Daddy Alex, which is where I found out about Daddy Alex, and he actually came over and asked how I was finding the con. I said, yeah, I'm really enjoying the con. I'm actually really having a good time. Spoiler for like, the review. So yeah, the acts were really good. There was really funny stand up. There was a really good Vocaloid dance, which I feel sorry because I didn't get the whole performance on tape because someone called me during that performance and I had to like quickly message someone. Really good JoJo's Bizarre Adventure routine. Both the JoJo's routines were really good, actually. There was a really good Enchanto. I know I've not watched it yet. Did a really good performance from one of the songs, not the one about Bruno. We didn't get the one about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. Trying to think what else. Oh, there was like a cool like guy who had like a pole. That's really cool. I'm just trying to think of all the acts. All the acts. You're all really brave for getting up on that stage. Oh yes, and with your Para. That was really awesome at the start. That's really cool. I do love a bit of Para. I used to play Para Paradise all the time back in the era. God, this is like some nostalgia here. This is some nostalgia, right? So talent show, really good. Right, I'm gonna horribly pronounce the name here, and I'm so sorry to the guests. I got to meet the absolutely lovely Jessica Calevo. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at pronunciations. She's done a lot of voice acting work. She's done everything from Excel to Excel Saga to Attack on Titan. Like, she's had an absolute incredible career. I actually got a print. I need to show you the print. I didn't come prepared. I need to show you the print. We had a really lovely chat about Excel Saga because I don't think many people remember that show. She's got. Here she goes. Here's a picture of her actually dressed as Excel and with Menchie, because she actually has a dog called Menchie, and I actually showed her a picture of me and my friend Keith dressed as Navasheen and that man, and she really loved my afro. And she's saying about good food. That's so cool. It's like going pride of place on like my wall. That is awesome. I know she's really lovely. We had a good like chat. Because luckily, we had a really good chat. Because sometimes it does feel like that when you meet a guest. You're like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, yeah, I'll sign the autograph. Next. No, we had a good like 5-minute chat. We literally, she's really lovely. Just talking. Just talking about things. And I quickly snuck off to Burger King because I even said to her, I'm really sorry if I'm going to miss a part of your Q&A because I just really need to go to Burger King because I said, all I had was a croissant and I think an apple before I left. So I was like, I need food now. So I went to Burger King and had the katsu curry burger. It's actually quite nice. Actually pretty good. So you get a chance to try it because Burger King, like, practically non-existent in this country now. Right, so yeah, her Q&A was really awesome. She answered lots of really good, lots of questions and lots of variety of questions. I just feel bad because I didn't have a good question to ask her, I could not think of anything good. There was some quite interesting. It was nice to see because some of the a load of the Miyani gophers were sort of in there. They were asking her about Dragon Half, which is a really old anime. And I think she was really excited. Go, oh my god, someone remembers that! It's so long. That's like the start of my career. I can't believe it. People still remember that. So it was just really nice to see Jessica. Like, she's really lovely. And she took a photo of us all together. And I got a smile at me. I don't think she's posted it yet. I'll keep an eye out for it, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So Jessica, sorry for probably horribly mispronouncing your name. I'm really sorry. I'm horrible with names. It was really, really lovely meeting you. You're really awesome. I hope you do come back to another UK con. We'd love to have you again. So it was absolutely amazing meeting you. Then after I got into my Among Us cosplay at last, I was like, actually better. Like, it was like non-stop. I was either talking to friends or at a panel. Like, so I was in my Among Us cosplay, and of course, like always, everybody was like, I want a photo of this. Oh yeah, so I met a really cool guy who's just Okabe. I didn't get like your social media contacts. I need to. Oh, you're really cool. Okabe from. I think it was Okabe. He looked like Okabe from Steins Gate, so I need to get his contacts at some point. And yeah, it was just really nice cosplaying again. I managed to get down the lift, and I went to the Para panel or dance event. I do love a bit of Para, as I said. I thought it was nice to find my friend Wisp was actually presenting it. You sure you're going to be able to Para? We're like I sort of go, you have no arms. I sort of unzip my little sort of arm things and I put my little arms out. I'm like, yep, I'm ready to Para. Yeah, it was really nice. It was good to learn some moves. Para is just really fun. Normally the cool thing about Para is you all sort of do it in a line. I know it's like old fashioned now, but I just love a bit of Eurobeat and a bit of, and you all do it and then you're like, yeah, they did a really good job presenting it, and it was a real fun. It was a real fun time, and yeah, it was really good to see you again. I briefly saw them at Tokonatsu, but they're quite busy, so it was nice seeing them again. Then I got to see the lovely Rhiannon. I had not seen her since like HabanaCon before the pandemic, and that shows you how long ago. HabanaCon doesn't bloody run anymore. Yeah, we had a drink at the bar, so it was really lovely to see her again. Had a really lovely chat. But she said she was really enjoying the con. I guess because she was actually an ex-Alcon attendee, so she was saying how nice it is that I guess something has come to take over from that. And then it was my last event of the day, because I knew I had to go after this. I went to the Attack on Titan panel run by my wonderful friend Ellie. Really, really interesting panel. Really something you'd find at MiyaniCon, really. Really factual panel. Really funny. Those are digs at me in the panel. What's this? Digs at Tim in panels. It's like they've learned something from Rebecca. And yeah, that was really, it was a really good panel. Really nice way to end the day. Unfortunately, I had to sort of leave 10 minutes before because I didn't want to leave to the last train to get home. Considering I knew the trains were going to probably be a nightmare. I got the second to last train back to London. It decided just to be half an hour late for no decent reason. It just went really slow at one point. I think they weren't allowed onto like the fast lane. And yeah, got home all okay. I think just made it home after midnight. So that is my Kokoro experience. As I said, I didn't get to experience any of the party. All I could see, I was leaving, I could see sort of the ball happening, and I just was so sad. I just couldn't go in there. Couldn't say goodbye to people. It was like I just had to leave. So I really do apologize that I didn't get to say goodbye to all of you. All of you I met, you were all really nice, and yeah. So I guess here are my final thoughts on kokorocon. From what I've seen, it was really good. I heard good things about the party. I've heard some not so. Like I think one of the nights I heard there was some remix that went on for too long. But I'm not overly a party guy. My real thing looking at kind of the thing is after a certain time there was like no panels. I'm not overly a party person. I would recommend probably doing karaoke, but from what Gendo told me, by the way, Gendo, thank you so much. You were awesome. You at this convention. They did do karaoke on Friday instead of one of the screenings, which I do really recommend. Even if it's just karaoke on YouTube, if you can somehow get hold of the MianiCon system, because I know they use it at Gitter and AmiCon, that would be really cool. But yeah, just like a nice little karaoke and some panels maybe running till a bit later. I know they did add a hentai panel really late on, so that was cool that they've added something like that. But unfortunately, I did not get to experience it. So yeah, for what I said, what I saw, really my main complaints were, I guess, the blue, too much blue. Kokoro, too much blue light. Just don't shine blue light everywhere. It felt like I wish some of the rooms were bigger, because I saw event, like I think I saw the Metal Gear Solid panel get really fill up really fast. It would be nice if you could have a second panel room, so you could have like almost 3 panels going on at once. That's like about how much we have at MianiCon. I mean, the big room, I had no like issue with bringing bios about right size. It would be nice if we had a bigger dinner room, but of course this was the first time, so of course dealers, and I know Wales Comic Con was on at the same week, and of course a lot of dealers are going to want to go there. I'm trying to think if there's any other real recommendations. But from all the people I heard, I don't think there's really been this much hype for a con since HabanaCon, and before that probably Kita, the original like KitaCon. I feel this is what this is really going to become like. If it stays in its April slot, I think it's going to be the con that takes over from... I know KitaCon now runs in the summer once every 2 years. This is the con that's going to take over the Kita slot. The old Kita slot that was always April. I think GemuCon tried to run there. That one time they did run and it didn't go. This was way better than GemuCon, I can say that. This was way better than Alcon than the one time I went to Alcon. So yeah, I really was impressed. I think it needs people to support in it. I've already said I will be supporting the event next year with panels. I'm not sure what panel. I'm not going to like say what panel I'm going to necessarily do, but I think that's what we need. I just think we need some people running events. I do believe this event has the possibility to be something really great. Alex and the rest of the crew used to be really proud of what you've done. I know it was hard. I know even at the points I was like beforehand, I was like, this is either going to be really, really great or really, really not great. Nottingham is an absolutely wonderful city. It's really near the East Town Centre. Absolutely nice town square. Lots of restaurants, lots of shops. Really lovely statue of Brian Clough, the old Nottingham Forest manager from when they won the European Cup. Now the Champions League, if you want, old people don't really know. So yeah, so that's it. We still have the kokorocon vlog to come. So you actually, this is kind of like the I guess the sort of audio version of it. Please do subscribe, like it says up here. Ooh. And please do follow my social media up here. But yeah, so hopefully you have enjoyed this kokorocon review. Hopefully none of you are going to call me fat or say, how dare you not like this one guest, because we all came for this one guest and we think you should like this guest as well. And I didn't get a chance to meet the other guest. I try and remember his name. Is it? Yes, Professor Elemental. Sorry about that. I would have liked to have given him a review as well, but he seemed like a nice fellow as well, so hopefully good. Hopefully, yeah. So hopefully good things for the future of this convention. I hope you have enjoyed this review and you give us a subscribe. So until next time, bye bye.